Nah, fuck it, cause I'm about to have fun with this shit. I was watching a video on the FCC complaints on the Kendrick Lamar's halftime show, and then I eventually found the link to the document in which they list all 125 complaints. And I just started. I went 3 pages in, and I really realized some funny ass shit going on here. So let's go. From Burson, Texas. Performers use obscene language in their songs at a family event. The NFL is contributing to the moral decline in America. These obscene shows should have no part in this event. Pretty sure Kendrick Lamar actually censored all the curse words and swears and like all of the performance except for some of the no things that he couldn't censor, such as the content of the songs themselves. But okay. Wyoming. Most morning and retarded halftime show and is stupid, not even part of the NFL, and is really putting people to sleep. I reckon he's meant most boring. Also, the lack of commas in the end, it's stupid. Not even part. This whole sentence was written like a motherfucker, just actually not even knowing what he was trying to say. Bro is actually just fucking wilding. Company complaining about Tubi. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot the titles as well. All of them are Super Bowl. Yeah, not in a minute. North Carolina. Why is there a place called Columbia in North Carolina? Anyway, this halftime show is racist. There is only African American people in it, no Caucasian people in the performance. That is racist, promoting that one race is superior to another, which is not only unethical, it's illegal. Nah, it ain't illegal to only have African American people, people of color, being a part of a show, a private show for that matter, even. Plus, yeah, private show I'd say is like it's a public event, but the show itself is being broadcast on public television. Yeah, I guess it is still public, still not illegal to just have African Americans perform. Again, we have an excellent example of good grammar with this halftime show. Really stepping up the bar here. It's even funnier when I think about it. I have this argument as a Brazilian that the more in line you are with your language and the better your economy and overall like country is, the less you care about just basic shit. So whenever I talk to Americans, I witness the worst English ever. Like even a person that's just learning has more care to word things out properly than a person who was born with that language all around them. It's just hilarious. Anyway, going back to it. The amount of vulgar words during a family time, not a adult prom time. I really did not see that many curses or even insinuations of curses all around the performance. So I don't know where these people are getting this shit from. Oh, we got a B6 here. What that mean? Don't know what that mean. Back to it. This is horrible. The halftime show should have good music and not this junk. You are catering to certain people and many people hate this. Just music. Get someone. Just music. Get someone that actually has music. People listen to. Get someone like Madonna. And I think that it's racist that there aren't any white people in this event. Why can't we just get why can't we get some mixed culture in the show? Also, could you get someone like Zach Top? He has music that's blown up. Who the fuck is Zach Top though? Let me look that up real quick. On the monitor. Oh hell nah, they ain't having that dude. Nah, they is not having that dude. Nah, they're not having Zach Top, bro. Thank you. There are many great artists that have better music than this guy. Thanks from Indiana, Alabama. Right, let's go. Wyoming again. This year for 2025 was the most boring halftime show. I was expecting it to be a wow factor and wanted to still be attached to the NFL, but all I want to do is take a nap. This is the most boring halftime show ever. Please do not do it ever again. What does he not want it to be done ever again? Like the halftime show? Does he just want motherfuckers to play like football from start to finish? No breaks. The language used during the songs by Lamar Kendrick are offensive. The Super Bowl has a young audience, and to expose them to foul language is not necessary. I really have to look back on like how many curses were said. Like it really sounds funny. Oh yeah, and then by the way, I'm gonna read all of these. And just to be clear, the previous halftime shows had the previous one had 130, and the one before that had 1,300, I believe, like 1,300 by Madonna. No, by Madonna. I don't remember. I just looked up on the. I just found this link on Reddit and started like reading this shit. So I found funny as fuck. So this isn't even abnormal. 125 complaints is like less than like 0.001%, something like that. So literally nobody gives a fuck. It's just funny as hell. Anyway, back to it. My keyboard keeps turning off. Goddammit. Walnut, California. This year's Super Bowl halftime performance promoted gangsters, criminals in their songs, and an American flag split in half by the performers. These does not represent America. America is not broken in half. Nor should we promote crime and criminals. Let me just get my cable real quick. Can we clean up and make it something that family and children can watch in the future together? Something representative of all Americans? Dude basically asking, hey, yo, can you hide the problems? My kids are probably gonna realize that things aren't like going well. Can you not show that to them? Let's keep going. So I'm gonna answer in a text real quick. Whoever decides the halftime show needs to be fired. That's Jay-Z. The halftime show gets worse everywhere. Oh damn. Okay, at least that's not specific for Kendrick shit. Then again, this is from Texas. I'm not surprised. New Mexico. Kendrick Lamar's halftime show was far from family oriented, and the lyrics were vulgar and offensive. The the talentless singer on the Super Bowl halftime show has to say fuck at East twice. Very disgusting. Shut it down. Damn, bro. Yo, Florida homie really got into it, man. At East twice though. Can't go west. You know where that goes. Super Bowl halftime is horrible. Horrible. Please stop this rap crap. Need something better than this. That's from Georgia about Comcast. Oh hell yeah, we about to get. What the fuck? Homie go from fuck off California, bro. What the hell? Everything you woke goes to shit's the name of the ticket. Bro, this is golden right here. This is amazing. Your halftime show was a joke. Thank God America brought Trump back to shut your idiots down. He was there, by the way. He ain't shut shit. Kendrick Lamar isn't real talent, and all you woke ass sheep aren't talented and are absolutely garbage. I hope you feel as stupid as everyone saw you as. Worst halftime show ever. God bless America. His will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thank God for Trump and Vance. Fuck the NFL and its woke agenda. I bet you support P. Diddy and his pedophilia bullshit. Hey, yo, homie went on a whole ass Trump event. And it's funny too. Y'all gotta remember something. So, like, the whole idea of the NFL being like this major event, it's still like a halftime show. It is literally halftime. People are tuning in to watch and they're complaining about it. And it's not like they didn't know. I'm pretty sure everybody who watches the NFL has to know who's going to perform at the halftime. And if they don't, they can just shut it down. So to see somebody say something like this, it almost sounds like homie didn't even watch it on live because he has so little to complain about. This like he has nothing to complain about. He didn't even touch on a single second of the actual show. Like the only shit she says is hope you feel as stupid as everybody saw you as. No explanation as to how homie was being stupid. But anyway, following on because this shit was way too fun to latch onto. Arizona Super Bowl 59. Ooh, oh fuck. Okay, let's go. Kendrick was quite a gasp. The vulgarity. Oh my god, that word is not coming out. Not even gonna try. And whatever the poor dancers slash fellow stage performers who resembled animals slash gorillas. Man, I need to drink some water. Hold up, let me stop this shit. Apologize for that. Drink some water. Took a little breathing. Took a little gasp. That last one had me like really, really buggered, but that shit was funny. Anyway. The vulgarity in whatever the poor dancers slash fellow stage performers who resembled animals slash gorillas was quite a disgrace to the entire race in general. Quite unbelievable and disappointing at best. Furthermore, it just depicts the entire downgrade of society as a whole. How sad they couldn't bleep out the foul lyrics despite having repeated rehearsals. Never again, boycotting Fox from here. Lepti. That was actually a very well worded one. I appreciate the structure in this one, and I actually have nothing to say about it though. The entire downgrade of society as a whole. I did not witness a single performer resembling a gorilla, so I don't even know if that's like racist on whose behalf. If they actually resembled a gorilla at any point, if it's them being racist toward the race, or if this motherfucker just all black people and was like this. So that was quite a lot. As a white American, I found the super halftime the super. I'm gonna just complete the sentence because I actually can't say it just like that. The Super Bowl halftime show extremely disrespectful to the American flag and to this country. Heartbreaking that this was allowed. Yo, people really, really got riled up by that fucking flag. Holy shit. Oh, by the way, these are happening. I just realized. Let me just keep it. Page 15. These are happening kind of live, except for this one dude who went at what 1:42 p.m. But all of these are like, let's go, fucking 15 pages. These are 14 complaints happening in a 10-minute time span. Less than that. Less than that. Let's keep going. Actually, let me see. 38. That is literally 14 complaints under the same time window of 10 minutes from 38 to 48. Sorry. Let's keep going. Let's see when it like skips a beat. Let me answer this text real quick though. Alright, going on. After many years of watching the Super Bowl, motherfucker, was my mic turned off? My mic was not turned off. I'm a dumbass. Let's keep going. Super Bowl halftime show by Pennsylvania, Marysville. After many years of watching the Super Bowl, this is the worst halftime show I have ever watched. It was disgusting and raunchy. This is what we want all of America to see, including the young kids that watch this show. People grabbing their crotches while making a mockery of the American flag. I also thought that we were all inclusive. Where are the Hispanics, Asians, whites, Indians, natives, etc. in the halftime show? Well, first off, they weren't there in the other ones, and I really wonder if you complain. Secondly, there were previous ones that were just as raunchy. I haven't like seen every single one of them, but over this Kendrick one, I did witness a few of the clips of the other ones. And I'd say they were worse. Because not only were they disgusting and raunchy, as you put it, but they weren't at all constructive into any means, like, had any message behind them. It was just like music and some raunchy ass shit, to say the least. NFL Super Bowl halftime show. homie in Florida. Didn't need to hear the F word used 1,000 times, and neither do our children. This is not decent entertainment in any sense of the word. They know it's coming ahead of time, you know it, and yet no one seems to care. I mean, there's this point that I always wondered in public television, wherein, shows tend to like bleep out words. So for you to say that they know it's coming ahead of time and no one seems to care, is like, you know how like in Fight Club, Tyler Durden puts like a clip of pornography in random movies for like a split second, and they know what they saw, yet it was so fast they still can register everything that they saw. It's kind of like that. When TV shows bleep out the curse words are still there. We know it's there. We know what they said. We just didn't hear it, but everybody is aware of what they said. When they bleep out a word, they didn't say heck. They didn't say frick. They pulled out the fuck. And to say that it was better to bleep it in any way, as Kendrick tried to not curse as much as he did, because I really don't remember him cursing at all. He most definitely did from all these complaints, but yeah, for that to be like a problem, you still have to regard all the other shows that bleep out stuff that is clearly said. Anyway, during the Super Bowl halftime show, the singer used profane language. Straight to the point. That's how I fuck with it. Homie just started profanity. I fuck with that, bro. Shut up, Virginia. The halftime show was awful. Who listens and understands what they are saying? I'm a professional musician, and I find this very insulting. Sorry, I was reading that back. Who listens and understands what they are saying? Like, I don't know if that means like who listens and understands the language, or understands what they are saying, as in like what the meaning to the words that are coming out. Yeah, I actually don't know. There we go. 2025 Super Bowl halftime show from California. Let's see. Oh, I already love the first words. Rap should not be allowed, as no one can understand what is being said. This year's was raunchy, ghetto, and classless. No diversity, white, Latin, Native American, etc. But it seems the black community got their spotlight. If this is how the NFL in New Orleans wants to be represented, then they are quickly losing respect. I am disgusted by with the people who have been put in charge with the halftime shows, and refuse to watch anymore until they hire singers who are accepted in all ethnicities and not just the obvious one. Like this year, all black. When did the NFL become a racist organization? Oh boy. That's an amazing fucking question. How many complaints are required before something is done? I have never been so offended or felt disrespected by the NFL until these last few halftime shows, and something or someone needs to address it. It's interesting how race comes so often as a problem, because I actually don't know how race like took a part in. Cause no, we had Dre, we had Snoop, we had like all the collages, we had like I believe Beyonce, Madonna, don't mind the Discord note, all them people, and I don't know how diverse the casting were in those cases. I really don't. I'm trying to remember how much like diverse it was. Anyway, inappropriate behavior in performances causing divisiveness and discrimination. Divisiveness is correct. Discrimination is also correct. That was the whole point. Complete disgust. Horrible, horrible, horrible halftime show. Why did you get a person you can actually understand? Pure filth. Won't watch anymore. Waste of my time. Vive Broadband. Y'all got some fucking brands over there, man. Absolutely horrible. We actually turned the channel. All 24 people in the room hated it. You couldn't understand them at all. Why can't we go back to rock or why can't we go back to rock or country or some more than 10% of people like, damn. It was by far the worst halftime shows I've ever seen, and I'm 33. You're not even that old, bro. Like don't be bragging about being 33. You're not even that old. And also, rock or country, I'm confidently sure y'all never going back to that, bro. Maybe rock if rock can really have like a comeback, cause rock been on a like slight upcline, I believe. I don't like get along with it that much, but I've seen some talks around about like some bands that are coming up. So maybe one day, bro. Maybe if like, cause rap is something that I don't think has ever come to fruition. Not as in like in scale, even in scale, I'd say. Cause we have those periods in time where like genres are all encompassing. So for example, we had the Western genre of movies, we had rock in music, then we had no pop music, dance, and then for a brief period in the movie genre we had the superhero genre, which is kind of fading out because everything's fucking dog shit nowadays. And rap is like the one that seems to have lasted for the longest at the time, because rap has been up since 2004, and it started in 1989 onward. So it has withstood a lot of time, and it doesn't seem to be going down even a little bit. And I'm saying that as somebody who enjoys a lot of genres. So it's funny to think of a rock or country Super Bowl halftime show. I don't think it's even possible for that to come to fruition. Let's go. LIX. That's fire. Such nonsensical, irrelevant, crotch grabbing entertainment. What happened to incredible, talented, top shelf performers being contracted to do this all important show? Everybody involved in giving a nod to tonight's show should be ashamed. Absolute rot. What happened to top shelf performance? They were performing, my boy. Complain about Verizon. Let's go. All these people complain about racism. Man, these motherfuckers keep whining about racism in America, bro. They be complaining. That's funny as shit to think about, bro. And if the Super Bowl halftime show isn't racist, then I don't know what is. That's a funny one. There wasn't one white person in the whole show. They get away with it, but if it was all white, it would be a different story. The halftime show should have both black and white and be appropriate for everyone. This was a disgrace, and it gets worse every year. Man, yo, the inclusive talk is so funny. Like black people just cannot have a moment. Motherfuckers have to like step on. They need to have whiting everything, bro. Like motherfucker would be even madder if there wasn't people in the white shirts in that motherfucker. Like damn. This show was is the most ridiculous halftime show I have ever seen. It was a total misuse of airtime I have ever sat through. The words were not understandable. The whole show was a waste of time. If this is a glimpse of future shows, I will not be watching. That's straight to the point. Homie did not enjoy it. Complain about other. That's halftime show was horrible. You couldn't even understand Kendrick in the beginning. This is funny because this one you don't even know if homie wanted to understand or if he's complaining that the audio mixing was bad. Which I've heard people say that it was indeed bad. So this is like funny because some of these complaints are genuine in terms of like motherfuckers actually fucked up the mixing and couldn't get the shit working properly. I want to know why is it that there was not one white person involved. That's the point. I felt discriminated against. And why was Uncle Sam black? Oh hell nah, bro. Alright, homie had a lunch break. Got my motherfucking hot dog and shit. All eaten up and shit. Let's get this money. I want to know why is it that there was not one white person involved. I felt discriminated against, and why was Uncle Sam black when Uncle Sam is white? I felt very discriminated. It made me feel very uncomfortable. It went from happy Super Bowl game to a very disappointed halftime show, making me feel very disappointed in my country, making me feel very sad and disgusted and very sad and unhappy. Even though I have a mixed family, it made me feel even worse about myself being white. Hell nah. You made me feel worse than ever, and I want to know why is it okay for us whites to be called racist, and then the Super Bowl turn around and make us feel this way, and not include any white people. And I have to explain that to my nieces and nephews and kids. I am not happy at all. Damn, bro, you have to explain to your mixed family why there ain't no white people in the Super Bowl halftime performance, man. That's such a disgusting thing to do, man. That's so nasty. I wouldn't wish that on Hitler if I ever wish that motherfucker anything, bro. That shit crazy. Anyway, man. Alabama. The Super Bowl halftime entertainment gets worse every year. At least for the past 5 years or more. Really, who is picking all this crap? Where you can't even understand any of the words in a song. These performances should be stopped entirely if they can't reach out to your entire audience. It's a shame. We really used to look forward to these performances. There are many truly talented people in this country to have a show like this. I found some of the lyrics very distasteful along with some of the costumes. There was nothing entertaining about this. The only good thing about it, wax, it made for oh, that's crazy. Wax, it made for a great bathroom break. Unfortunately, I didn't take one and watched the whole thing hoping for something redeeming. This halftime show entertainment gets worse every year. At least for the past 5 years or more. Really? Wait, hold up. Oh, okay, I just didn't click the fucking button. Okay. Halftime show is uncalled for. The worst ever foul-mouthed singer should be fined and banned ever doing a show. They allowed this halftime show go on, but Janet Jackson was fine and all. FCC better do something about this uncalled singer. I'm from New Jersey, complaining about Comcast. Children are watching. He had to say the N-word. These shows need to be cleaned up if they want to participate. No obscene language and no suggestive moves. Keep that nasty crap in the bedroom. Pennsylvania. The fuck is that? KLSB 59 halftime. That's a crazy way to put it. The halftime show with the Super Bowl are getting worse and worse every year. Suggest maybe some country or even throwback rock. Why is everything rap? Indecency. Damn. Mississippi. Super Bowl halftime show offended me. Grabbing yourself all throughout the show, making fun of the USA. Was he really all on his dick throughout the whole show, bro? I gotta peep that shit. No homo though. I mean, me and my boyfriend gonna be looking at it though. This was the absolute worst halftime show. My complaint is that the FCC and the NFL are racist. They are racist because of the continued patronage towards black music artists. Individual, by the way. Verizon. No diversity for all to enjoy. Obscene movements. Vulgar. Come on. I can use the arrow keys, that's fair. Derogatory slang and profanity by Lamar. Very bad example to my grandchildren. Fox TV should be fined for approving this content. It what? Oh, let's go. Misery. The direct TV. It wasn't the worst. No violence or vulgarity, but it wasn't the best show either. If that was a white performer and they didn't have at least black dancer, there would be a huge uproar. It's strange to me that everyone wants to be treated fairly, but some sides won't even try. I'm not sure how unity and equality is going to work. Let's be fair, people. Diversity and inclusion needs to work both ways. Shame on the FCC and NFL for allowing this to happen. Homie was at least criticizing the whole lack of, white people, but still the same shit that the other people are saying, just less, drunken rage redneck shit. Delaware. Not sure who picks these people, but this year was worse than last year. Why can't we just have normal people? Why can't we just have normal people? You can't understand a word they're saying. The one guy grabbing his crotch. What has this word come true? Bro, I really gotta... Hold up, man. Hold up. I'm gonna watch that shit. So I pulled up the performance. And I was looking for it. Like, I couldn't find a single curse word in the first, like, fucking 6 minutes of this shit. And I think all of the crotch talk is this moment in particular. And if anybody's purpose for a complaint was this, man, y'all really need to open your eyes. This is hilarious. If it's this, yeah, we gotta look into some, bro. Y'all seen shit, cause that's funny. It'd be funny if motherfuckers said this is like holding crotch. Like, come on, bro. They already stopped doing it too. Come on, hip hop. Also, to remember that this song was a Drake. This is even funnier, bro. This shit hilarious. Nah, this is crazy. He did not curse once. The vulgarity was mostly at the start and was so negligible. I'm actually, I wanna read through all of this shit now, cause this is actually upsetting to witness that like people are complaining about this. There is so much heat to the fire, and this is the complaint. The whole no white people shit, fair enough, like closer to fair enough than anything else. But this, nah, man. Let's keep going. Halftime show included vulgar dancing. This needs to stop. The act to The act to grind or gyrate is vulgar. Nah. Who was the guy who played the halftime show? Was awful. Couldn't understand him. He literally told us to turn the TV off at the end. Like, who does that? Please put someone that we all know, like Eminem or someone iconic. This was a disgrace to the Eagles. That's funny. It was a disgrace to the Eagles specifically. Halftime show. Who? Nah, that's funny though. That's funny. Cause you gotta always remember that there are like a lot of people. Cause the audience nowadays, streaming users and all that shit. There's still people who watch the Super Bowl that be using like CDs. Not for like any aesthetic purposes, like the goof asses still buy CDs and all vinyls. People that listen to music on CDs and shit. Got like a DVD player in the tuck. And they don't know who Kendrick Lamar is, and they ain't gonna find out. Gotta remember, those people exist. Who wants to watch some of the dancers grab their crotches? Gross. Definitely not something I want to see. Very disrespectful. Please do better. Kids are watching. Didn't understand a word that was being said. And all of the crotch grabbing was hilarious. Only way you knew it went from one song to the next was Samuel L. Jackson saying something in between. Bro, there are literally like 3 songs in between Samuel L. Jackson saying something. That's funny. Completely inappropriate. The halftime show was completely inappropriate, and Kendrick shouldn't have been allowed to perform Not Like Us given the explicit content and defamation suit. That's not a reason for not allowing him to do it. Defamation suit isn't even to him, nor the song is to the label. This is like such an explicit showcase of who was Who was this complaint filed for? Not by or to, but for. The swearing was unacceptable. I did not say a single swear, bro. There are children watching. Also, all races should be represented. This show was very racist. This halftime show needs to have integrity. This one in particular. This halftime show was not only incredibly boring, but also a disgrace. It lacked diversity and included inappropriate sexual content. Grabbing one's private area repeatedly while young children are watching a performance meant to be family friendly is disrespectful. Furthermore, the absence of representation from other races takes us back in time. Brother, I don't think that was the race that was not being represented back in time. The one that the Super Bowl halftime performance did not represent, that is. The NFL should have higher standards for both performers and athletes. Higher for athletes? Damn. Okay, this is going far. It was a it was a bad and boring performance. The performer slash Kendrick Lamar used foul language during his songs. Super Bowl 59 was televised on Fox. Huh? Man, get your goofy ass out of here. This is not a complaint. I actually thought the show was excellent. Love the music and dance moves. No issues with watching it. Man, get your shit out of here, bro. This is a complaint. You filed a complaint. This affects the shit, bro. Get the hell out of here. Homie, put the emote on. It shouldn't even be allowed to put this on the filing for the FCC. Man, get yourself up out of here, man. Indecent. Super Bowl halftime show contained explicit lyrics unsuitable for children. Did not. Completely racist instead of coming together and unite as one. That's so funny. The halftime show was terrible with the language and gestures. My younger kids, did not need to see and hear this. Hell yeah, let's go. Racism and deception during the NFL halftime show. Who is banging shit outside, this motherfucker? Goddamn kids be playing ball out here. Let's go, cause it's a doozy. Racist and anti-white NFL show. Samuel Jackson as Uncle Sam mocked white people as the content clear as he mentions not ghetto enough for you. A varied selection of talented performers would have been much better and all-inclusive. As a former musician, I gave it a chance. The content of the songs were deceptive, that whites today abuse black people, and insensitive to other races that have been treated unfairly. I had a scholarship that I won fairly taken from me because I am white and given to a black female, and that's not right. This is wild as hell for him to even assume to know who was the scholarship given to directly, as if the scholarship had like a number ID and the number ID was given to a specific person. So he just said, this person took it from me. That is crazy. I was whipped by a gang of black teenagers when I was a little girl. I was whipped by a gang of black teenagers when I was a little girl simply for wearing a pink jacket, and they said that white girl cannot wear something like that. Bro, who the fuck trauma dumps on a complaint? That's crazy. I know many of my white friends that were either, I'm not gonna say that, or beaten by black people while growing up in New York. The lies have to stop. Nothing was passed down to me by ancestors. The majority of these players on the team are black. I will not be deceived. Slavery was horrible, and my Union Civil War ancestor was killed for freeing slaves. The message is that my ancestors' lives did not matter as he was killed as a Civil War Union soldier fighting to free slaves. It was very insensitive and a huge betrayal. It was very racist as the black national anthem talks about older voices to sing only if you are black, and that is unfair, causing people that are not black to feel ostracized. Man, you were so close to sticking that landing and you had to fuck up ostracized. That's sad. It was anti-American because of our national anthem is for all races in our nation. The point that she brings forth that her war ancestor was killed for French slave is devalued or uh taking off the positivity of the act that he was partaking in because of a halftime show, wherein the only point is to put forward an African American view of shit as it was being done in previous Super Bowls is nuts. That's actually funny because like no, nobody is devaluing or dethroning the action that your war ancestor took, bro. Like what he did was good. If you ask Kendrick Lamar what he thinks about it, he would say, "Yo, your war ancestor was a hero." I don't know in what point was Kendrick saying that, like, "Oh man, fuck them white people, bro," because he didn't even point that out directly. Just because the show was primarily and entirely black people does not mean that white people were being dissed on during the performance. That didn't happen. So don't talk about it like it happened. Also, don't trouble dump or complaints. That's funny. I have grandchildren. I was horrified to see all the crotch grabbing done by these performers. I had to explain to them that this was not something that was okay. It even became a racial question with my family, which is just sad. Please set up better guidelines for performances. The idea that it even became a racial question with my family, like she had to like explain her racism or something like that, or somebody else's racism. It was like, man, turn this shit up, man. All them white black people be on my TV, bro. Get them out of here. Then she has to explain to them, nah, it ain't like that. It was gross, racist, and not appropriate for family viewing. To Verizon. Really not suitable for family viewing. It's extremely disappointing. You should rate that as R because my children are asking if those words are okay to say at school. I don't remember a single slur or word that would be like absolutely inappropriate to be said, bro. I gotta check that back. And also, these are like very long time afterwards. As a lover of real rock music, oh, there we fucking go. I feel that I'm being discriminated against. I'm subjected to yearly lackluster halftime shows that leave me wishing I would have taken that valuable time to do anything, including but not limited to rip my own nails out with pliers. For the love of all that is holy, can we try something different like rock from this decade? Not some old ass The Who way either. And nobody wants Springsteen. Let's get with the program here. Knock off with these total snooze fest. Man, I wonder what type of rock listener homie is to say that he'd rip his own nails out with pliers than to listen to Kendrick Lamar for like 16 minutes. I want to remind y'all, this is 16 minutes, bro. 16 minutes is the time it take to take a shit at work when you don't want to work. Motherfuckers really on that shit about 16 minutes. Like, they were really like thrown off like a brick just hit their head and they just fall asleep. Shit crazy. Inaudible halftime show. He was going so fast that you couldn't understand what he was saying. Then at the end he said something about turning the TV off. It's funny as fuck. That's funny as fuck. People actually didn't know that the song is called Turn TV Off. So that's all he was saying. Bro, that's so funny, man. Holy shit. Comcast. Another despicable show featuring a rap artist with vile lyrics about pedophilia. That's fair. That's fair. This was so inappropriate. The amount of times he said N-word was so disturbing. Yo, dog. I listened to the whole shit. You don't have to see that shit a single time. Unless, like, they edited it out. Which I don't think they did because that shit was live. But that's funny. That's funny. I was watching the halftime show. My family and the artist, I think his name is Kendrick Lamar, was saying disgusting things about pedophilia and like young girls. It's disgusting that kind of song was played during such a family event. It's fucked up because I can't even argue that shit. Like, motherfuckers really was on, like, Kendrick, waiting for him to perform that song, obviously, but it still comes down to, like, bringing sort of like a clown to a funeral type beat where, like, people who are not at all educated about any of what happened have to actually witness part of the battle without the slightest context as to what the fuck going on, especially the soup part. Y'all gotta remember the beef happened and everybody enjoyed it, but a lot of those people who enjoyed it did not stay up to realize that this song was being taken like a part of a lawsuit. Because a lot of people, have lives and can't just be on the internet on Twitter looking all the time, but like, what the fuck going on? So for those who know, for us, we enjoyed the fuck out of that shit. But to like a random ass family to just pull up on the halftime show and dish the shit that's going on, man, it must have been a fucking shock. Like that ass. I would pay to see like some of these people's reactions. So just did not know what the fuck was going on. Must have been funny as shit. Why was this anti Why was this nasty anti-American performance put on? Lewd, racist, pro-hood, mocking, shaming our nation around the world. What UF any standards still apply? What? Oh, what? My boy, what? Back to business, back to business. Horrible halftime show, not sure if... I'm not sure if I wasn't sure. Yo, Pennsylvania. Wallen. I'm not sure if I wasn't sure. Wasn't without N. Bro, he not sure if he wasn't sure if I was correctly hearing backwards. The fuck is this sentence, my dude? How the fuck can you be this uncertain about shit? How the fuck can you not be sure if you weren't sure if you were correctly? Bro, be certain about one thing at least, bro. One thing. There's one thing, bro. Holy shit. I couldn't understand the gentleman. Also, how inappropriate to see them constantly grab themselves. I'm dead as I think that they're all talking about the fucking white shirt, white pants dancers just grabbing their crotches like vibing to the shit. And if it was that, man, I'm really saddened by like that being a crotch grabbing because that wasn't even like that physical. Anyway. This was, like all rap shows, obscene. Lyrics notwithstanding, the crotch-grabbing black entertainers were despicable. Certainly not a show for the majority of American viewers, especially 12 years of age and younger. This was the worst halftime show that I have ever seen. I'm glad that I couldn't understand most of what Kendrick Lamar was saying because I read the lyrics to a few of his songs and I am appalled. It was divisive, downgrading, and filled with profanity. It is absolutely not appropriate entertainment for all ages. Another one, motherfucker. Bro, I hate these bitches, man. Yo, when you file a complaint, you cannot put positive shit on it because you know what it says right here. Complaining. This is negative. This is a number statistically negative to a company. Do not complain about this shit. Even if it's a genuine complaint, even if you want the show to be longer, you do not file a complaint. You return it in numbers and not numbers of complaints. Goof ass. I was disgusted with the Kendrick Super Bowl halftime show. Right out the gate, he sounded like he used the word N-word. Why are people of color allowed to use that word, yet white people can be crucified and canceled over it? Bro, I can list a few reasons. Then it's aired on national TV. Come on, NFL should have known better than to use him as their act. But regardless, it should be aired on a delay to bleep out the filth he was spewing. I thought I heard some other swear words as well, but we turned it down after that, and I don't understand rap enough to know for sure. No. Fair enough. Actually, fair critique to say that he does. Homie doesn't know rap enough, and to actual also be certain that be uncertain of any use of swear words and n words. Like he said, he sounded like he said the n word. Uh, I thought I heard some other swear words as well. Like, yo, fair enough. Homie actually turned it off. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. The show was highly inappropriate. Should not have been aired on TV. Horrible content and language not suitable for our viewers. Should be ashamed. Complain about Access Wireless. What kind of company name that shit? The Super Bowl halftime show was disgusting, vile. Vile is crazy. Horrible language and dancing. I'm a mom of 5. I shouldn't have to change the station, or make them go upstairs because the NFL can't get decent artists. Sue the halftime show. The foul language, illicit dancing, illicit. Can't even blame her on that. So autocorrect be bugging. Devilish dancing needs to go. Make NFL family friendly again. NFL family friendly again. Man, that's crazy. Yo, you can tell the Trump supporters are out of these field. Shit's just crazy, man. That's when I really started farting. I was answering some questions, glanced over, and I'm already about to laugh my whole ass off. I know it. Please find the NFL and ensure Jay-Z is never allowed to influence a halftime show again. Kids all over the country are worse off for sitting through that, while lifelong fans are disgusted and disappointed. Homie, I'ma tell you one thing. Kids are happy as fuck with that fucking performance, though. That shit is... They probably bumping that shit over time. Why would you let trash like that, which was displayed on the halftime show on TV? Profanity, really. Don't you preview this stuff? Yeah, they rehearsed it. Swearing, provocative dancing, using racist wording. For the next Super Bowl, please consider hiring musical entertainment that is friendly, family, and not socially or politically centered. That I fuck with. That I kind of fuck with, though. It would be a nice change to have entertainment that truly shows what America should be. Family, country, decency, and respect. Now, that's something I do not fuck with. It is tiresome to have to send children out of the room during what should be a family event due to possible vulgarity and inappropriate language/gestures. Alright, so let's go. Hire music entertainment that is family friendly and not socially or politically centered. I don't disagree with that. Some people do not want to be like put through that shit, even if it directly affects every single person out there. Some people just don't care about social or political topics like that. So I fuck with that. Even I personally, whenever somebody comes to talk to me about politics, I kill the subject off as soon as I can because I just don't have enough hope nor enough care to engage in conversation like that. And I know the problems that may arise from that kind of shit. However, entertainment that truly shows what America should be: family, country, decency, and respect. How can you say that shit when the whole point of the show is to like give a critique of America? You cannot like ask for, oh, let's make it so there's no political criticism, but then say, oh, let's make it what America should be. It's one or the other, bro. Either you want to be ignorant or you want to be ignorant. Either you want to be ignorant or you want to be clueless. Which one of the two? What the F with the F-bomb spoken by the singer during the halftime show? Since when is this allowed on primetime broadcast television? A hefty fine should be issued to the NFL and the singer. At least $1 million each would be appropriate. Each what? That's funny. Each F-bomb? That'd be funny as fuck. The show was very boring. I think if you want someone to rap, then you should also need someone from a different genre as well to meet other people's interests as well. There are all races and cultures in America, and to be fair to others, other musicians need to be included, or it just needs switched up from year to year. Only one group of people seem to be thought about nowadays: black culture. Kendrick Lamar is a great rapper, but the whole show was just on his ongoing beef with Drake. He didn't care about putting on a good show for America. He just wanted to rub his success on his competitor's face, and that's not what the halftime shows should be about. It is funny because a lot of the songs were like full on Drake diss tracks, like even fucking All the Stars. That's actually funny though, because it really boils down to that. Like, let's be real as fuck here. Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance was amazing, but it really boils down to Ayo Drake suck on this nutsack real quick. Hello, Fox allowed a commercial by Yeezy to air. Yeah, nah, I ain't even reading that shit. There are children watching the Super Bowl show, yet you allow such moves and words kids don't need to hear on TV. Shame on you. Hope people stop watching. Upward broadband. Oh, homie went all in. Hold on, let's go. I was so disappointed with the halftime show. I am a resident of Louisiana, specifically Lafayette. Lafayette. Goofy ass name. I was born and raised here and lived 2 hours away from New Orleans. I wish that the culture, especially the music, jazz, Mardi Gras, would have been highlighted to show just how much history the area has to offer. Harry Connick Jr. did a great job on the pre-game show, but it would have been nice to see him do the halftime show with an assortment of local musicians. Huh? I don't know. Callers said that they catered to one genre, could not understand what was said, and dancing was obscene. She believes that there should be more diversity of entertainments. She feels it has gotten bad over the years. Oh, okay, so it was it's citations. I don't have citations, like it's probably all the way in the bottom of the shit. I'm not gonna back up. The halftime show was awful. There's a lot of us older people that find that trash disgusting. Put someone on from the 70s or 80s who knows how to sing. And the national anthem was horrible also. My brother, y'all are dying. Really? That was family friendly entertainment by Kendrick Lamar? Why can't Apple, Rock Nation, and NFL find more appealing entertainment that would be appropriate for all ages? You said you meant why can't, but okay. Like mine 67. Personally, I can't understand or find rappers' quality entertainment. What exactly is their talent besides speaking lyrics fast to music? Had my grandchildren with me and definitely don't want to hear them rapping or not using proper English. I want them to be able to reflect their heritage, upbringing, and use what I taught them to be successful in life. Yo, I ain't telling you how much money they making, bro. Comcast complained. An American, not family appropriate halftime show Super Bowl performance. 2025 Super Bowl halftime presentation was not family, was not friendly, was not obscene, was not promoted crime, was not criminals, was not gangsters, and was not division. This is the importance of actually reading what you said. It was not any of that. It was not family, it was not friendly, it was not obscene, it was not promoting crime, it was not criminal, it was not gangster, and it was not divisive. Yeah, read what you said. Be careful with what you said, bro. You gotta really, really think about the shit that you said out in this world. The Football League should be fined substantial amount of money for continuing to allow and promote indecent, unhealthy ideals, such as it's okay to be a criminal, support gangsters, etc. That's crazy. This was absolutely ridiculous. The fact that you wouldn't monitor this crap that is being put out on a live telecast is just outrageous. I never seen the word telecast. The symbolism and the vocabulary were not at all proper for a family to watch. You can just saw, why didn't you turn it off? But of course that isn't the issue. And unfortunately, I know that my complaint will go unanswered as most agencies are so far left. Seriously, This was such a racist halftime show, and actually, all the so-called entertainment during the Super Bowl was all racist. But I guess when it's racism against whites, then it's okay and acceptable. That's funny as shit. To even say that the rest of the Super Bowl is all that crazy. This year's halftime show was the worst I've ever seen. You couldn't understand a word the rapper said, other than telling us to turn off our TVs, which we should have all done at the beginning of the show. Personally, I would prefer to see college or high school marching bands perform during halftime. Give the kids opportunity to do something big in their lives. The money being dished out for all these musicians, they don't need it. They make enough in their lifetimes. Give the money to the schools. Rap music sends a disgraceful message. All they talk about is shooting up things and beating women. That's holy shit, that's funny as fuck. Or vulgar sexual content. WAP, for example. Bro, do not compare those two. You do not compare Kendrick Lamar to WAP. That's crazy. First of all, crazy. Secondly, it's crazy is to say that all rap is about shooting up things and beating women. It's funny as fuck. And to say, oh, the money being did out, give them money to the schools. My dog, that is the government's responsibility, not the fucking NFL. Kind of silly up in here, man. Lewd and lascivious behavior once again during halftime of the NFL needs to finally be addressed. The costumes, the vulgar content is once again out of hand. Children are watching this, and it is disgusting. Good thing that is being discussed. Further, why is the so-called entertainment almost exclusively people of color? Should white children feel excluded from a chance to perform or even being presented at an event such as this? Appalling. Man, that's kind of wild. Let's look somewhere, bro. So let's go. February 9, 2025 was Kendrick Lamar with Samuel L. Jackson, SZA, Serena Williams, and Mustard, plus all the dancers. Last year was Usher with Alicia Keys, Jermaine Dupri. Her, holy fuck, her was in there, bro. Gotta peep that with attention. That is Lil Jon, will.i.am, Ludacris, Sonic Boom of the Youth. Before that, Rihanna. Wait, was just Rihanna? That shit is crazy. Jay-Z and Rock Nation. Don't know what column this is. Alright, let's go back. Holy fuck. Yeah, this was the big boy. Even Kendrick was in this motherfucker. 50 Cent and some Pac. The Weeknd. And just The Weeknd pretty much. That one also must have been crazy. Shakira. Jennifer Lopez. I believe this is the one that got 1,300 complaints. Bad Bunny. J Balvin. Oh, so we're not even like 5 years away from having full-on white motherfuckers in this shit. And some motherfucker doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Travis was on them motherfuckers. Maroon 5. That's all pre-COVID shit. Oh, then this is also pre-COVID, February 2nd. That's crazy. So yeah, we're like 5 years away from like a mid-sized stack like white people thinking. Oh nah, 3 years ago, got Eminem up in that motherfucker. That's crazy. Also in terms of like having white people in the shits. This all of these ones before Kendrick definitely had some white people in their shits. Anyway, going back to it. Stop putting rap in the halftime shows. We hate it. Why not just put accomplished musicians in this show who can actually sing? Matchbox 20, Rolling Stones, Adele, Sammy Hagar, Mac Anthony, Dua Lipa, Elton John, Harry Styles. Please give us a better show instead of letting rappers choose rappers every year. Enough already. Super Bowl halftime show. Lamar was vulgar, sang about pedophile gross. Nothing was beeped out during this international television event airing at a prime time. So much for a family event. Very inappropriate for me as an adult as well. Stop this nonsense, Please, you should review halftime shows before they air. I'm very offended. It was the worst show I've ever watched. He took. He took. That's not entertaining at all. He couldn't sing, let alone perform. Start getting great entertainments. Real country performers, huh? Real country performers. This bullshit rap is for the assholes that like that. America does not. Complain about Armstrong. Rhode Island. The halftime show was absolutely horrible. Did anyone actually read the words to like that? Is this what the NFL is promoting? Disgraceful. That shit was fire, bro. Cry about it. The Super Bowl is supposed to be family friendly, yet the halftime show is consistently raunchy. The music style isn't the issue, the lyrics and sexual gestures are what I find offensive. I can't have my grandchildren in the room when the people dancing are grabbing their crotches and making sexual motions. Why is this necessary? This halftime show by Kendrick Lamar was filthy and raunchy, inappropriate for young viewers and a great Christian like myself. That shit crazy, bro. This halftime show was the worst show in the history of the Super Bowl. You couldn't understand them. Fuck, man. Don't read the word that he meant to say rapping, okay? Do not recommend reading that shit. Which isn't singing. There were no white people on the stage, and at least count black people only make up 18% of the US population. Bro, that is a crazy moment to bring up that statistic. That shit is actually wild. The police are pulling up to vibe check this fucking statement. The Super Bowl halftime show is supposed to be a child-friendly, family-friendly show. I just looked up the lyrics to Not Like Us, which was reported to have been performed during the halftime show. Which was reported? You didn't even watch this shit? How did the networks or the NFL approve of this performance, knowing it was being watched by children and families that do not approve this type of language or sentiment? Did you watch the show though? Because if you watch the show, you know the language or the sentiment. The sentiment was present, but the language was not. Well, hold up. Use of the N-word and other swearing during halftime. So, blah, 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 blah. While watching with my grandchildren, Kendrick Lamar's halftime show used the N-word on national television last night. Absolutely unacceptable and detestable. Awful. Should not be on national TV. Borderline vulgarity. The cable company is not the issue. It's the NFL, whoever came up with the show. Yet you're complaining about Spectrum. Goof ass boy. She said she did not like... Oh, okay. It's on TV. It's on phone. She said she did not like the Super Bowl halftime show at all. She found it to be very indecent for the singers and dancers to be grabbing their crotches. Although I could not understand a word of the performance, I do know they were trying to badmouth the Trump administration. They were. They do beware. I highly suggest that someone review what is being sung or said during halftime. People want to be entertained. There's no reason to have someone give their opinions. Over half the country voted for President Trump. You should respect that. It's not really a question of respect. Not much we can do about it. Like, it really do be half the country voted for. Don't mean people just gotta lower their heads and shut the fuck up. Let's go. Dish Network. From Arkansas. Let's go. This is not a connectivity nor satellite provider issue, yet you complain about the network. But this is the only way I could find to send this complaint. Could have just not complained about a company. Hold on, let me burp real quick. The Super Bowl 2025 halftime show was nothing but a personal feud between two slash quote unquote rappers, musical performers. The meaning behind the show as it has come to light, it is nothing but a political and racist ploy utilized on a family network to promote Kendrick Lamar legal battle with Drake. Which, fun fact, Lamar is not even involved in. Goofy, yeah. It was camouflaged as a portrayal of American music and display of red, white, and blue. However, nobody could understand his words, even with closed captions on. Oh, you gotta be goofy. It has been described today as if one doesn't understand the message, they too are part of the problem. This is insane and should not be allowed. Hold up. It has been described today. Who described that shit? Like that. Why is someone allowed to freely rebuke on a public platform when it should be left to the courts? If the FCC wanted to monitor and promote clear and fair entertainment, as a Caucasian, me and my family could claim prejudice, as it has been many years since something besides rap or anything from a country or clean pop music has been presented. Clean pop music. Scroll up a little bit. Usher, Alicia Keys, Her, will.i.am, Lil Jon, Ludacris, Rihanna. Imagine Blink. We could talk about that. The Weeknd, the fucking Weeknd, Jennifer Lopez, Shakira. Yeah, Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. I don't even know what the fuck these two are. Not gonna lie. Anyway, back to it. I'd rather just let a school of marching band or bands perform instead. This football, for God's sake. There, you did watch football right after that shit happened. The show was low life trash. The music was calm. All black show discrimination against the whites. The NFL Super Bowl halftime show of 2025 was a public disgrace of America. I need to usher my kids out of the room during the performance because of profane language and the racially charged nature of the performance. You're afraid of letting your kids see black people like rap and shit? That's wild. The performance by Kendrick Lamar was pure and utter filth. He should be fined to the highest extent of the law. Holy fuck. Homie committed a fucking nuclear war with these people, bro. He should be fined to the highest extent of the law of violating the FCC standards and be banned from any future televised performance. No, wait, hold up now. About to do something funny with this shit. Alright, let's peep. Let's see. Profanity or intensity. Explicit language, was there none? Graphic content, there was none. Obscenity and deemed obscene, which is more restricted than indecency, is prohibited. This is no. Violence and hate speech. Violence or hate speech, particularly if it could use harmful behavior or discriminating against specific groups. Yeah, I don't have the new ass Chat GPT, but just these three already said that it can be interpreted as yes, but probably not. Kendrick Lamar's audience using profanity. Huh? The audience is using profanity, okay. And vulgar language during the Super Bowl last night, including the N-word, also referring to women as bitches and vaginal references. This was rated for all audiences, including children. I don't think he was referring to women as bitches. I think he was referring to men, actually. Without using the word bitches as well. Halftime Super Bowl was one of the worst of many. Okay. There was not been a great show since Shakira and J-Lo. I think that was 2020. I just saw that, but I already closed the window. Whoever is in charge of the halftime show needs to be fired. Use bands like Bon Jovi, Journey, Rio, Speedwagon, and Cheap Trick for a great halftime show. This year's halftime show was not family friendly. Millions watched the Super Bowl. The plug should be pulled on Jay-Z and his halftime television rights. The halftime show was vulgar and inappropriate for viewers under 12. Why is 12 such a specific like age being mentioned in most of these complaints? I found the Kendrick Lamar halftime show to be offensive. I felt as a Caucasian that the show was targeted. And if it were reversed, an all-out racial war would have broken out. Shows should be targeted for many different ages, races, and sex. Something truly entertainment would have been more in order. Wait, what the fuck is the name of that place? How the fuck do you pronounce that shit? On 2 occasions, Lamar sang fuck, and only one time it was bleeped out. I had several young grandchildren. And, bro, that's crazy, man. I might have to like look for a absolutely uncensored, straight up live to live recording of it to see if it actually happened. Cause the fucking Apple upload does not have it. Cause I'm certain I listened to this shit. I might listen to it again. I am quite certain this shit did not happen, bro. But anyway, I would like the Super Bowl to be cancelled in the future. Damn. Grown men should not be playing a children's game to boost their fragile egos and should not be subjecting innocent Americans to their homoerotic theater. Stop sports in all its forms from being televised on national television. This dude is absolutely obese. This motherfucker is fat as shit. This dude be spending all your seats in the back of your Honda Fit. I obviously don't need to describe or complain. You saw the show. I did. You don't need to describe or complain. There was none. This show stirred up a continued feud. Should this be the forum for a fight? I have never seen a more disgusting, racist, and raunchy show in my life. They should all be fired and banned from all sporting events. Yeah, fire Kendrick Lamar from sporting events, bro. That motherfucker needs to be fired. He needs to lose his job. If the Super Bowl is for families, artists selected should rap lyrics that are not 2 lines, vulgar, demanding, X-rated. Read the lyrics he rapped. Vile. Yo, thank God she put 2 P's on that rapped. For real, for real. I have never put in a complaint, but to have Serena Williams crip walking glorifies and promotes gang affiliation. That does not. They should not have been accepted with the gang violence we have in the country. It doesn't glorify. The crip walk does not glorify fucking gang violence. Maybe gang culture at the very most, but it still does not glorify the violence. The halftime show was absolutely horrible. Neither artist could sing. Terrible dancers, very ghetto, worst show in history. Kids watch this show. Terrible, terrible. There's something wrong when you can't even put white people on with talent. There's something definitely wrong with that. Shit, crazy. Oh, this motherfucker. Hold up, bro. My complaint is that Fox manipulated the crowd sounds and visuals. They inserted cheers over boos for Trump. Oh shit, that's crazy. And they hid the black dancers from the camera during Kendrick's performance, and they stifled the crowd sounds of people screaming A minor. Also, how can you allow Kanye West to book a spot and not check out the website link in advance? They need to be fined for deceptive practices. This is a genuine complaint, though. That's fire. This is a genuine complaint because people do claim that they were editing audio for the crowd, and the Kanye West shit was nuts, bro. I want to watch the Kanye West ad, bro. Hold up. Kanye West needs to be taken off the face of the fucking earth, bro. Like y'all gotta just accept the graduation and like kill this man. Anyway, Super Bowl halftime show was vulgar, anti-American, and disgusting. They used multiple cuss words not appropriate for a general audience. Well, Verizon. Show was not entertainment or audible for that matter. I am learning the whole thing was a personal vendetta. What a disappointment. It's funny though. This halftime performed by Kendrick Lamar was nothing short of horrible. It was not entertainment. Contained inappropriate language and content for a broad viewing audience was a huge disappointment to many. The Super Bowl halftime show is something that hundreds of thousands of people look forward to, and the NFL should do better and also consider their audience. The NFL needs to be selective and choose performers that appeal to a wider range of viewers, and a rapper does not fall into that category. Oh, hell the fuck yes it does. Hell yeah it does. I am writing to formally express my concern. Hold up, I might even stand up to this shit because homie really going formal with this motherfucker. Hold up, I'm standing up right now. I am writing to perform to. Holy shit, hold up. Catch my breath. Homie being formal up in this motherfucker. I wasn't ready for that. Gotta read this bitch like an email right now. Alright, let's go. I am writing to formally express my concern and disappointment regarding the inappropriate and vulgar nature of the halftime show during event name, which will air on date. As a viewer, I was shocked by the explicit content, language, and overall tone of the performance, which I believe was inappropriate for a broad audience, especially considering the wide range of viewers, including families and children who watch such events. The performance, in my opinion, crossed the line of what is acceptable for public broadcast, and I believe it violated the standards that the FCC sets for content aired during family-oriented programming. As a concerned member of the public, I urge the FCC to investigate this matter and take appropriate action to ensure that future broadcasting adhere to decency standards. Who is responsible for approving these performances? It would appear no one. The halftime show should be targeted / enjoy children to seniors. This was a disgrace with the entire world watching. Shame on you. She crazy, bro. Nuts as fuck. She naughty, bro. She crazy. The show catered to a culture that used profanity and street talk to communicate. 80% of the viewers are not a part of this culture. Children do not need to listen to a fight between a supposed pedophile and a competing hip-hop artist. It was vulgar, divisive, and in-your-face reverse racism. Jay-Z has your contract. Better watch who you are working with. He is under investigation for being a rapist pedophile. Bro, I just walked right into that. I read that shit off the flow. Who? He's under investigation for that. Bruh. Who? Because not the fucking performer. I guarantee you that. That's funny as shit. Homie actually good. Bro, if homie got them two mistaken, folks. Shit crazy, man. It is my understanding that a lot of people don't know about filing a complaint to you about the halftime show, but more people than you know would like to see something besides hip hop and rap. Whatever happened to country or even older rock and roll? Also, since when did football have anything to do with other people's love life? I ask you the same shit. I believe football people don't care about seeing Taylor Swift all the time. I'm glad to see it got booed. I hope you don't take everyone's comments seriously. Thank you. What the fuck? Wait, hold up. I don't get a single word of this motherfucker. Like, what are you complaining about? Fuck Taylor Swift on about, bro. What going on? Sorry about this year's Super Bowl halftime show sucked. Can we get a decent country star for the next Super Bowl? Nah, man. Hell no, we're not getting that. Boost Mobile. I feel this year's halftime show wasn't so bad. It was just the lyrics action should be granted. Holy fuck. How do you even file a complaint with just a title in the description, not even a place? Like, I reckon not a company can work, but not a place? The fuck? The halftime show was racist, all black people and no other race on the stage. Graphic sexual gesture in the Super Bowl halftime show. I gotta also like point out that like I read the fucking standards of the FCC. They do not like go against, you know, sexual gestures that are not explicit. They're just like, these are like suggestive at most. But this shit, man, if you don't shit this shit on like just normal TV, it's fucking funny. Anyway, this is on from YouTube as well. During the Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday, February 9, 2025, a male rapper joined Kendrick Lamar on stage rapping about and intentionally grabbed his crotch in clear view of the camera while he was front and center rapping with Kendrick Lamar. Oh, nah, they talking about mustard, bro. Hold up. This can be found at the 12:05 mark on the YouTube video. This was disgusting and offensive for Fox and the NFL should be fined and given the worst possible punishment for broadcasting such a graphic gesture on nationwide TV during a family program. Now hold the fuck up though. Oh hell nah, they talking about mustard, bro. Nah, mustard, bro. Let me hear you say mustard. Damn, man. Yo, my homie can't even sag his shit, bro. They definitely changed the camera because of that too. That's crazy. This is why we wear briefs, people. Be sagging your shit like that on national television, bro. Shit go crazy. Homie grabs his nuts for like 1 second, and it was already enough for an FCC complaint. That shit is crazy. All right, let's go. Last one. Beverly Hills, California. Kendrick Lamar made fake, false, and scandalous claims that are unfounded. He SD Drake was a pedophile on TV in front of millions of PPL. Do better. This is a sad day. When some performer can tell the PP you're a sex offender when there is no victim, no claims, if anyone being a victim, you should be sued. That was it, peeps.